What's up, people? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Ed Harris. I'm your host. Today we are talking about what I do for a living and how we do things, right? And what do I do for a living? Well, one of the things I do for a living is consult. I'm a restaurant consultant. So what does that mean exactly? That means that a restaurateur, a restaurant owner, right? A business owner can hire me to help them create their menu, help them to create recipes, help them to do a kitchen layout, a restaurant layout, hire me to help them train the staff, food costing, labor costing, so many different things, right? But for the people watching that feel that this is a direction they want to go, right? And you want to be a restaurant consultant, you want to be a consulting chef, then this is something you definitely need to listen and pay attention to. You need to watch, right? Things not to do on the job, right? Because a consulting job, a chef consulting job, is one of the coolest type of chef jobs out there, like hands down. And the reason I say this is because of what you get to do, the places you get to go, and the things you get to see. All right, so let's go into a little bit more detail about exactly the things you should not be doing. I have my notes. Things you should not be doing on your consulting job as a chef. All right, let's go down this list. And you know what? I'll give you an example, right? Because, for instance, the last consulting job I just took, I was flown out to Phoenix, and I was there for a while, a couple months, a few different times, right? But for each amount of time, I was there for at least a month. Okay, so when a company or an owner hires you and flies you out, or maybe it's in your city and you don't need to be flown out, right? But let's say they do fly you out, because this is the example I want to give. Say they fly you out and they put you up in a hotel, right? Now, what you don't want to do is OD and order a bunch of room service, right? Because more than likely, the way this is going to be set up is that they're going to cover the room charges, of course, and they're going to cover any expenses you have while you're there for certain things, right? Certain things, obviously, you have to do yourself. But depending on the discussion you had and the agreements, then you'll know what you can and cannot do based on when you get to the hotel. But if that's not clear to you, you definitely don't want to be ordering all kinds of room service, right? You don't want to be running up a tab that you're not paying for, that you're not responsible for, right? If you're on property, you don't want to be going and getting belligerent. You don't want to go drinking, because sometimes you might have access to a bar, right, that you don't have to pay for. So does that mean you're gonna go and drink every night and get blasted, get wasted, and then, no, you're not gonna do that. So stay away from the bar, right, if you can't control yourself. You know what I mean? You want to make sure that you're dressing the part, because you're representing somebody. So if you're on property, and especially if you're at a big hotel, the Marriott, the Hilton, you name it, you want to make sure that you're presenting yourself in a more professional light, right? So no overdoing room service, no overdoing the bar situation, being respectful to the people that are there with you. And when you actually show up to the job, like, go there and do your job to the best of your ability. Don't just be walking around, because the thing is, with a consulting job, your responsibilities are very different. Like, you don't have to necessarily answer to a lot of people that you normally would. Your responsibilities are not there, and this really depends on the level of consulting chef you are, what you're hired to do, what is understood of your duties, right? So you just want to be careful. You want to be mindful. You want to treat a consulting job, and any job, honestly, like it's your business, right? Like it's your company, because it's definitely a reflection of you and of the person that brought you in, right? So if you get bring in for a job and you're doing all these crazy things, then more than likely you're not going to be invited back, right? You just lost that opportunity to renegotiate, to come back to be rehired again, and all of that stuff. So it's very important to watch how you interact with people, watch how you carry yourself in different parts of the property, and just the way you dress, the way you carry yourself. These are things that are super important. You also want to make sure that you are giving what they hired you for and more, right? Because if you think about it, they already have their staff and they have everything they need. This is just to boost them. This is just to give them additional help. So you have to make sure that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. Otherwise, what's the point of you being there, right? So these are just some of the things I would say that is super important. And for anyone watching, if you come up with any ideas, then please put it in a comment down below so everyone else watching can also know what you know, right? Those are just the ones that I can think of off of the top of my head. That is super important. And then I think one of the other things that's really important is just your overall attitude and your mannerism. Like, you're going into a new situation, new people, new everything. Be pleasant, be polite, be happy. You're there for a short amount of time, so give it 150%. You know what I mean? These are the things that you need to do. So if you need more help on being a consulting chef, if you need more help on getting your first gig as a consulting chef, if you need help to get your first gig as a consulting chef, right? Hit me up. This is some of the things I do as well, right? I help people get ready for their jobs. I help people get ready for TV because I've done a lot of that as well. So just check out the link in my bio down below, and well, not bio, in the description down below, and it'll give you a link to the website with all of the other services that we offer as well. All right, but those are just some of the things I would tell people to really pay attention to. Like, you really want to go there to this job and you want to ace it. You know what I mean? And I can help you if you need help with that. All right. So until next time, people, that was some of the things you do not do on the job as a consulting chef. All right. The do's and the don'ts, mostly the don'ts. All right. Don't go in there acting crazy, acting wild, partying, having people partying in your room, bringing all kinds of people over and all that stuff. Because especially if you live in the city that you're consulting, then it's a little bit easier for you to do things. But you might not be staying on property, so it might be a little different for you. But don't be going there and drinking at the bar on the job and all that kind of stuff. Like, there's a time and place for everything. So make sure that you're doing what you're supposed to do at the right time, in the right place. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, this is Chef Ed, your consulting chef, and I will catch you next time. Make sure to turn on your notifications because this is super important. This is how you know when I upload these amazing videos that you love. You want to subscribe, right? Because that will help me with YouTube. I really appreciate it, and it'll make me feel good that you subscribe to my channel because that lets me know that you actually like the content that I'm putting out. So I would really appreciate it, right? And yeah, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Until next time, peace out.